what steps can someone out there take to plan for unexpected events? What sort of problems have you encountered that maybe forced you to create new policies and processes?
Yeah, well, I'm really lucky in one way because the old Idaho Penitentiary is part of the Idaho State Historical Society, so we are part of the state of Idaho, and so there's a lot of rules I already have in place because we're also a museum that helps mitigate a lot of those risks. But I know that not everyone's venues like that. A lot of people are putting on markets, in a park or something like that, and so it's the best way that I plan is I do a lot of my events with design thinking, which is thinking of the guests, thinking of like it's a human centric thinking when you do it about designs. From the moment someone walks into that door, what are they going to experience and what could go wrong that they could experience? What could they not like? Or what could the weather be like? Or anything like that. I really try to take my approach with thinking of the person who's attending the event and my staff involved. Do they know exactly what they need to do? Am I prepared well enough for that? Do I have a task list for them, or have I given them all the information that they need to know? Have we posted all the information that we need to know for our guests to see? And do my vendors know where they're going? Do they know what to expect? And so it's really taking all of these different aspects and making sure that as the event organizer that you are prepared to lead everyone. You're leading the guests, you're leading your staff, and you're leading the vendors. And if you don't have that voice to lead or that authority or confidence, that's when it really can you don't feel prepared for what could happen. But if you know what's happening and you know that the people around you know, you're prepared. And no matter what happens, then you have the confidence and the people behind you to go with the flow.
So you said you have a list, and it
Yeah.
sounds like that's something you guys train to. If there's a medical emergency or if there's
Mhm.
an unexpected event. So, for other organizers out there, just starting with something as simple as creating a list of what could go wrong and what you're going to do if it does,
Oh yeah.
be a fantastic first step for people.
Yeah,
Thank you
absolutely.
for thank you for sharing all that.
Of
And
course.
then, so you came into this position, and there had not previously been an event coordinator that was or an event manager. That's your title, right?
Mhm.
Event manager.
Yes. Yeah.
There had not previously been someone in that role. It was spread across three people. Walk me through you stepping into that role, what it took you to, take a 130-year-old prison and turn it into a functioning event venue. Were there any physical changes that had to take place or logistics challenges?
Yeah. When I came in, it was a little bit scattered. One person had left right before I came in, and it was two other people then with all the information. And so I took what I had learned from doing events out in the community. And I said, okay, I've created SOPs before for how I like for things to run. And so that's the very first thing I did. What are my non negotiables when I'm doing an event? What do I want to focus on? How do I want to make people happy? What's important for me for communication? What's my timeline for talking to people and reaching out to people before an event? So that was my first thing is I created this SOP of how do we talk to clients and vendors and guests, making email templates to that way, like if anyone else had to do this they knew exactly what to follow. Like my thought has always been like I while I was so grateful to come into this position and I did have material, I didn't have enough. And my thought has always been like, okay, for the next person who ever came into this position, what would they need to know first starting off? So it was creating that SOP of when do you reach out to people before an event? When do you want things to be ready? How do you talk to people? And so that's where I started. And I also asked everyone who had been here before me, what are these events? What am I doing? Like, what exactly is going on? What are we focusing on? How are we defining success? Is it how many people we get in the door? Is it what kind of educational material can we give to them? And so that's really where I started was getting the groundwork of what am I missing? People that have been here before me know what's going on too. So what can advice can they give me? And then how do I want to run how I talk to people? So that's where I started. And I actually started off as the facility scheduling coordinator. So technically my title was just doing the site rentals here, but I was also running the events. And then I came into the event coordinator position, which was doing both. And now I'm the event manager, and I have an employee underneath of me who's helping. So in the past 4 years, I've really been able to grow this program by having set procedures in place and a lot of boundaries for like this is how we talk to people and this is how we make people happy. And we have a level of respect and duty to the public that this is how we run events. So that's how it started, and it's just grown from there.